Yeah, I know these are spotty videos right now. Apologize. I'm trying to get as much information about the Palisades going up in smoke. Santa Ana winds kicked in, and around 10 o'clock in the morning, there had been a report of a small fire. And because of the growing winds, it increased it to a great deal of acreage and property burned. We haven't heard anything from law enforcement or local fire agencies that if there's been any lives lost, thank God, but just a lot of property. This was one of the nightmares I had concerning about the fires, though. Living in California all this time, I mean, all my life, I had been seeing fires all the time. It didn't matter which particular season these days, but usually around summertime when we had the winds kicking in, drive the allergies crazy, you would see some of the fires happening right on the hillsides, mountains. But what drove me crazy is what scared the hell out of me every single time was seeing fire getting close to homes and then leapfrogging. Palisades right now, Pacific Palisades with the Santa Ana winds kicking. They are showing my one of my nightmares, and I'm seeing this happen. It's one thing when I'm seeing it in the mountains where fires are started, or maybe brush fires started here and there because of the floating ashes. But what scared the hell out of me is what happens if it bounced from home to home to home to home. And actually, in the hillsides, they had done that throughout the years. But this, we're talking about a tightly packed community here, and it seems like it's devastating the entire Pacific Palisades. I hate to say it, but I'm saying it, and it's scary. People are freaking out about it. If you would look at a Google map and type in the Pacific Palisades, there's a fire app on there, and you click on it, you'll see some of the areas that the whole area is being affected. Even past Topanga Canyon, there have been communities. Santa Anas are not conducive to LA. They're affecting the Southland. So we don't know if any other portions of Southern California is going to go up in smoke. If we actually had the winds blowing from west to northeast, I would be worried. But no, we got the winds blowing from east to west, or not that. So yeah, it concerns me a great deal. What you're hearing in the background is my dog playing for my attention. Here in Desert, we're getting about 25 to 35 sustained, but then it gets up to 60. We're having fun. The coastals, 25 to 40 sustained, gets to 60, and that fun. Put you on pause. Well, I know the background's a little disjointed. I've been checking my lights again. I've been checking my lights and hoping that these things will work. Now, I know they're Christmas lights, but they are remote controlled and they would have an intensity on them. At least if I'd had this stuff over here for it anyway. Um, yeah, I'm nervous about this damn situation over here. I am. I'm in Antelope Valley. We've had our fair share of fires. We've had them out in the Tehachapi's. We've had them out in the desert floor areas. In fact, in a few areas in Roseman, California, we've actually had them out here. And yeah, they may have been small and isolated, and they were gotten taken care of by our local boys, but it's still rattling. And hearing how ashes can travel throughout the air. Yeah, well, so they fly through the air, and for a few miles, they'll start up another fire, and that's how it's been spreading in Pacific Palisades. But the strong winds have been the wind's been blowing the main thrust, but the ashes are scattering about, and now there's talking about a potential fire threat, or maybe a potential fire out in Topanga Canyon area. I'm not quite sure where. I gotta listen to that one. I feel like I gotta be on a ready, steady area to run. I'm in a state of panic. I have to start thinking what I need to take, what I need to carry, what kind of bag I'm going to carry, and I can carry everything on flash drives if I have to, all the data necessary. I just couldn't get them access to a phone, but I would need access to a computer for it. Computers that I got add too much weight, and if I'm going to be light, I got to get out of here with my dog. But this is the thinking that I'm going through because of the fire situation. Every time there's been a massive fire, I'm thinking ready, set, go. It's bad enough thinking about an earthquake situation that you have to pack up emergency supplies last maybe about 2 or 3 days. I still got empty water bottles I still need to get replaced. I still got 2.5 gallons in my refrigerator of drinking water. But keeping several gallons of water on a cabinet, taking up space, and I had to get prepared. I had to get prepared for a disaster, and it's scary as hell. Then I have to start looking at the first aid kits that I've got. How are they going to be able to help me and my dog, or anybody else for that matter? Flashlights. There are very few flashlights in this place. I got novelty flashlights, but they're sound effects, and if they're red, that's one thing. If they're blue, not much helpful, but they're able to be seen anyway. Money is also the thing. Plastic's one thing, but a few extra bucks in a pocket doesn't help. It does help a little bit. A bag for my mama. They would have to carry at least 2 bags. One bag to drag and the other one to carry with my mama in it. And I would have to. I just have to think what I'm going to grab on the way out of here if I'm able to do it. If not, I guess I'm going to have to survive. But this is the kind of thinking I have to keep thinking while we have earthquakes and we have fires out here. This is happening in Pacific Palisades. This is the winds blowing through Roseman, through the Antelope Valley, to the passes of the mountains, and into the hillsides where they're making them susceptible to fires. I'm more worried about what happens if we get the hillsides near us on fire or the scrub brush out here. I already seen how my neighbors react to it. We're dead. We are dead. None of them are trained on how to use a fire extinguisher. None of them even used a fire extinguisher. July 4th, we had kids setting up fireworks in the apartment complex, and there was a area that it's a dry area, and it was getting on fire. It was going to be burning up the buildings. These kids are running around screaming and yelling, "Where's the fire extinguisher?" They get the fire extinguisher and like that's going to do shit. They don't even bother to read. Don't even be settled. Even adults are like, get a camera. I was getting a camera also for the information. I never used a fire extinguisher. However, I know how to read. I was just doing. I'm afraid to get to the damn fire. I didn't want to get burned, but I was going to get everything recorded anyway. But I should have fought the fire. But within minutes, we actually had a fire truck coming in, at least one or two units, and then we had the areas taken care of. This is going to go on and on and on for the fires, but my videos are not. I'll do sporadic at this point, but I just wanted to get this out there. Online will show you what's going on, the online stuff, and if you're here in LA, KTLA and most of the major news channels are getting it. Right now we got nearly 3,000. 17,000 acreage, or 1,700. No, 17,000, I think. Acreage of habitation. We are going to be in for a long night.